Yo, what's going on, GZTV? I guess it's early morning. It's fucking 4 in the morning. I'm gonna regret tomorrow. I have to go to work, and I literally I've been staying up for so long, but it's worth it. We had like a really long stream on Twitch. We got a couple of dubs on Fortnite. Um, Tomorrow night we're going for Comp Rocket League, so that's pretty dope. But we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. Okay. We're just going to get through the games. I got to get to bed here. Trailblazers and Pacers started our night off. Miles Turner and Tyrese Halliburton lead the Pacers past the Trailblazers by 9. Indiana Pacers guard Tyrese Halliburton cranked up the offense during tonight's final stretch. Everyone else embraced doing the dirty work on defense. So, shout out to the Pacers. I mean, they're playing an okay Trailblazers team, but this Pacers team's good. It's one of the best Pacers teams we've seen in quite some time. You look at the Trailblazers. Yusuf Nurkic went for 14 points and 19 rebounds. Josh Hart had 12 points, 10 rebounds, didn't miss a single shot all game. 20 points for Anthony Simons. As a squad, I think the Trailblazers played pretty well. They tried to distribute the ball a little more than they usually do, so I don't really have any complaints. I just think that the Pacers are a very good team. I mean, really, the only star player for the Pacers was Tyrese Halliburton. 15 points, 12 assists, 30% three-point shooting, but they just play so well as a team. Their dynamic is awesome. I can't wait to see. They're kind of like the Kings of the Eastern Conference, a team that's usually kind of down there in the bottom, and now all of a sudden this year they're playing great. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's the perfect comparison. Bulls 76ers, great game for Zach Lavine. Zach Lavine hits 11 threes, scores 41 points, and the Bulls win over the 76ers. 76ers, still a good team. I mean, the Bulls are definitely struggling this year. They're pretty bad, honestly, but, things like this are going to help them help propel themselves into the playoff picture, hopefully by the end of the season. He only missed 2 3-pointers the whole game. They won by 14. The 76ers had a home winning streak at 11. They're one of the best home teams in the league. That ended here because Zach Lavine played a hell of a basketball game. And my God, no one's talking about it, but Vucevic had a triple-double. Vucevic, 19 points, 10 assists, 18 rebounds. He shot 67% from 3. Zach Lavine had 41 fucking points. What a dog. Looking over at the 76ers, Tobias Harris, 22 points, 11 rebounds, 26 points for Tyrese Maxey, 17 points, 11 assists for James Harden, 33% three-point shooting. Again, a guy like PJ Tucker slowing this team down. They definitely needed Joel Embiid in this game. I mean, all Joel would have had to do had he played this game would go for like 15 to 20 points, and they would have beat the Bulls. But yeah, I'm not saying the Bulls are bad, but obviously it didn't take them that much to win. I mean, Zach Lavine and Vucevic played well, but come on, no Embiid. I guess that is a big deal. Knicks and Raptors is the next game. I didn't even really watch this game at all. I couldn't watch the Pacers game, and by the way, like on this channel, you guys are hardly ever going to hear me talk about the Pacers because they're in Indianapolis. I can watch them on Stream East, like if I really feel like it, but I don't know. Let's move on. Knicks Raptors. Knicks get their first win in Canada since 2015. They beat the Raptors by 4. That is an interesting stat. Didn't know that. Great scoring and rebounding for Julius Randle. Mitchell Robinson also scoring and rebounding. He fouled out, but he definitely did his work. And 4th straight game. They won by 4. Again, the streakiest team in the league. I would say they're a good basketball team right now, but they're definitely up and down. So, yeah, they go on a 8-game win streak, 5-game lose streak, 4-game win streak. It's insane. But, yeah, 32 points, 11 rebounds for Julius Randle, 10 points, 18 rebounds for Mitchell Robinson off of 50% shooting, 26 points for Jalen Brunson, 50% from the three-point line. Pascal Siakam had 18 points and 13 rebounds. You get 28 points out of Fred VanVleet, 33% three-point shooting, and 27 out of Gary Trent, 50% overall shooting. Gary Trent has been playing really good recently, but Scotty Barnes, not a great game. I mean, they definitely need him to be a 10 to 15 point scorer. I mean, he shot 20% from the field. He's definitely had some offensive struggles in his sophomore year. There's a lot of sophomore woes, especially if you're coming off of a Rookie of the Year campaign. It's totally understandable. It happens to a decent amount of them. You know, it happened to. I mean, Ben Simmons had a slump after winning the Rookie of the Year. It's somewhat of a curse. I mean, Malcolm Brogdon, he's still a good player, but I mean, he won Rookie of the Year, and I don't know. It's weird. We're just gonna move on. Nets Pelicans. Watched a decent amount of this game. This is a pretty good game. Najee Marshall had a pretty good start to the game. Kevin Durant has 33 points to lead the Nets past the Pelicans. They won by 6. Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving combined to miss 32 shots and didn't let it bother them one bit. This is a fantastic Nets team going against a pretty fantastic Pelicans team. And although no Brandon Ingram or Zion, this team is, they still have been able to win games without those guys. But yeah, man, I mean, Kevin Durant, the lone star in this one, 33 points, 10 rebounds. Moving over to the Pelicans side, you get 23 points out of Najee Marshall off of 60% three-point shooting, 12 points and 10 rebounds out of Valanciunas, 28 points out of 3J McCollum, 50% three-point shooting. Herbert Jones, definitely struggled in this one. Definitely need him to be more of a 10 to 15-point scorer. I mean, he shot 50% from 3, but, inside the arc, he definitely has to work on his game a little bit. He fouled out in 26 minutes, which, I mean, played the same amount of minutes as Jonas Valanciunas, which is very interesting. Yeah. Hornets Bucks, Jesus Christ, what a meltdown by the Bucks here. And these are reasons, games like this, like flukes like this, are the reason why this whole season the Bucks haven't been able to get up in that number 1 spot in the East. Like, they definitely been striving for it, but man, they just haven't been able to get it because of games like this. Terry Rozier in a record first quarter lead the Hornets past the Bucks. They won by 29. Best scoring night for Terry Rozier this season. I mean, damn, Scary Terry might be back. 51 in the first quarter. That is an NBA record. Another team in NBA history has gotten it, but geez Louise. Yeah, this Hornets team looked electric. PJ Washington, 23 points off of 50% three-point shooting, 17 points and 15 rebounds for Mason Plumlee, 24 points and 12 assists for LaMelo, 39 points for Terry Rozier. He shot 40% from 3. This is like the best. Sorry for the sex spot in the comments again. This is the best the Hornets have looked all season. Bobby Portis, he put up 19 points, 12 rebounds. He shot 75% from 3, 70% from the field. He was really their only bright spot with a game full of terrible performances. Pat Connaughton put up 5 and 1 and 1. I mean, he shot 33% from 3, but he only shot 40% from the field. Let's see. Someone on this team had to have put up 30 to 35 points to beat this team, and no one did it. No one stepped up, not even Giannis. Giannis having one of the worst games of the season so far for him. This is not ordinary. They lost this game. Obviously, they're not really tripping about it, but, I mean, moving forward, if they have fluke games like this in the playoffs, I don't know. That might not be good. So let's just move on from there. Wizards and Thunder. The Thunder have been on a tear lately. I've really liked how they're playing. Thunder complete a series sweep of a Bradley Beal-less Wizards. They win by 17. Great scoring for Shai Gilgeous. Yeah, the Thunder swept a team in a series this year in the regular season. That's something you don't see out of their team that much. But Kyle Kuzma, 23 points, 40% from 3, 50% from the field. So I'm glad to see that my boy is still playing pretty well. 14 points and 10 rebounds for Kristaps Porzingis. It's really about it. I mean, Corey Kispert definitely struggled in this game. Having Bradley Beal back to put up like a 20 to 30-point performance, that's what they really needed. And, Corey Kispert, I mean, he shot 33% from 3. That's good and all, but 25% from the field. He's a good three-point shooter. We've kind of known this about Kispert ever since college. I mean, obviously not having Bradley Beal, I don't think that's really that big of a problem. It's just their forward play, their front court. Like guys like Corey Kispert, guys like Denny Avdia, every once in a while having not so good games. So, yeah, looking at the Thunder here, I mean, 30 points for Shai, 20 points for Josh Giddey. Didn't miss a single three-pointer the whole night. So there you go. When those two have good games, I mean, it's kind of hard to beat this Thunder team at times. Like, they're very underrated. They're very overlooked. I feel like going into games, a lot of teams underestimate them, and they just come out and they play good basketball. So let's move on to the Pistons and the Spurs. Two tank teams, pretty garbage teams here. Trey Jones helps the Spurs overcome injuries. The Pistons, they end a skid. Good scoring here for Trey Jones. They overcame injuries. 2 leading scorers were out, and they won by 12. They had a 3-game lose streak. I mean, lose streaks have been pretty big for San Antonio this year, and that is not normal for their winning culture. They've had great years under Greg Popovich's belt, and this might be one of the worst. The Pistons, again, like, for a tank team, I don't think they really played bad. I mean, 21 points for Bogdanovich. You had a 20-point performance for Jaden Ivey, not missing a single three. I don't really have any complaints about their lineup here. I mean, maybe guys off the bench like Rodney McGruder. I mean, I don't know what the hell happened there. Rodney McGruder, Corey Joseph, Alec Burks, guys like Hamidou Diallo, all those guys maybe off the bench should step up. But looking at the Spurs, I mean, 11 points, 16 rebounds for Jakob Poeltl. He shot 80% from the field. You get a 25-point performance out of Trey Jones, which they needed, I guess. Their starters were out. He shot 33% from the three-point line. So, yeah, shout out to the Spurs, I guess. Clippers, Timberwolves. Timberwolves have been winning a couple games recently. I'm still not going to say they're a bad team, and I mean, they played a good team tonight, I think. But Rudy Gobert and the Timberwolves beat a shorthanded Clippers. They won by 11, so that's not really saying much. They played a injury-prone Clippers squad. Scoring and rebounding, he went off. Rudy Gobert playing like that traditional big man. You know, we saw stat lines like this when he was in Utah. Good scoring for D'Lo as well. Yeah, they cruised. They won by 13. Not 11. Did I say 11? 13. I mean, it was really just the Clippers' bench players. They didn't have a lot to say on the starting lineup. I mean, Norman Powell, 21-point performance off of 60% three-point shooting. Moses Brown, the last couple of games have been a good stretch for him. 14 points, 11 rebounds. You know, he shot 50% from the field. Reggie Jackson, this is not a guy I expected to play like this. I mean, he didn't make a single three. He made one field goal in 18 minutes. Like, he needs to be a 15-plus point scorer, and I'm fully confident he can do that. He's averaging 12 points a game. If he can up that when the starters aren't on the court, like, this can still be a pretty plausible team without, you know, their stars, which is crazy. But, yeah, Rudy Gobert, 25 points, 21 rebounds, pretty self-explanatory. Fantastic game from him, and you also get 25 points out of D'Lo, so there you have it. Good game for the Timberwolves. Cavs, Nuggets. I thought this was going to be a little better of a game than it was, but hey. Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray helped the Nuggets top a Donovan Mitchell-less Cavs by 13. Maybe that explains it all. Donovan Mitchell. Oh my God. Or Nikola Jokic, not Mitchell. Jesus. I mean, Donovan Mitchell's been playing good this season, but Nikola Jokic doing everything. Scoring, rebounding, passing. Jamal Murray had some decent scoring. This is his first back-to-back since his knee surgery. So they're finally feeling confident that Jamal Murray can come back and play some consistent basketball for this squad. Yeah, obviously no Donovan Mitchell, one of the best scorers in the league, and he showcased that a couple nights ago with that 21-point performance. 71, Jesus Christ. But shout out to the Nuggets here. Let's talk about the Cavs first, though. I mean, 21 points for Darius Garland, 22 points for Karis LeVert. He shot 75% from three. And really, not having Donovan Mitchell wasn't that big of a problem. It's just Isaac Okoro not being able to score. I mean, he needs to be like a 15 to 20-point scorer in games like this. I mean, he only shot 20% from the field, 3, 2, and 5. I'm sure the coach saw early on that he wasn't going to have a great game, and he got taken out, so yeah, Isaac Okoro definitely needs to step up a little bit. I don't think their guards are ever going to be a problem, even with Donovan Mitchell out. So, yeah, Nuggets. I mean, shout out to Aaron Gordon. No one's really talking about him. I mean, 12 points, 10 rebounds. He's a good. He plays his role really well as, I mean, the top 3 guy on this team. 50% overall shooting for him. Jokic had 28 points, 10 assists, 15 rebounds, shooting 75% from the 3. It's crazy. I mean, I saw a video. It's like, this is what unstoppable looks like, and it's just Jokic like driving to the paint and having the most awkward floater ever, and it just goes in. He's just such a good offensive player. But Heat and Suns, oh my God, what has happened to the Suns? I mean, they're not terrible, but Jesus, they are not even close to where they were with Devin Booker. That's very understandable. Victor Oladipo scores 26 points. The Heat beat the Suns by 9. It wasn't that long ago that Victor Oladipo was an all-star guard, and I mean, he returns here and he plays some exceptional ball. The Heat, I mean, They ran an 8-man rotation and were able to win this game. Jimmy Butler put up 20. Bam Adebayo had 21 points, 11 rebounds. He shot 67% from the field. And yeah, off the bench, 26 points for Victor, 67% from 3, 70% from the field. He played phenomenal. Looking at the Suns, 23 points and 14 rebounds is all you're going to get for a star out of DeAndre Ayton. That's the only good performance. That's the only positive tonight. 50% from the field. Not a good game for Chris Paul. He didn't play bad necessarily, but he had 5 points and an assist. He got hurt, I guess. 12. Okay. Chris Paul injury. That's pretty big. He needs to be a 10 to 15 point scorer. If he can stay in the game, he didn't miss a 3 while he was playing, and he shot 67% from the field. So maybe if he was playing and he got like a 10 to 15 point performance, it would have been different, but obviously not. Hawks and Lakers. My God, the Hawks got fucking destroyed by the Lakers. I didn't expect this. LeBron James leads the Lakers past the Hawks by 16 for their 4th straight win. Now, these are games that the Lakers have been needing to win for so long. They've been struggling. They've been hovering under 500 for damn near the whole season. Great scoring, great passing, and apparently he had an illness and he was returning from it. Russell Westbrook really did it all. he scored, he grabbed some boards, he passed the ball around. First 4-game win streak of the season. They are looking The Lakers are looking good, man. I don't really have any complaints for the Hawks. I think they played good cohesively. It's just that, no one really did enough. 32 points for Trae Young. He did shoot 50% from the field, but no one on this team, no one else besides Trae, I guess, did enough. You can blame their bench, guys like Frank Kaminsky, A.J. Griffin, Jalen Johnson, Aaron Holiday, Krejci. I guess guys like that coming off the bench could definitely put in a little more work. But you look at the Lakers, and they're playing good right now. They're playing good ball. 25 points and 10 assists for LeBron James, 19 points and 13 rebounds for Thomas Bryant. Such a vital part of this team that no one talks about. 50% from 3, 67% from the field. And you also get 21 points out of Dennis Schroeder. He's had a good run lately. 50% from the field. You get 18 points and 11 rebounds for Russell Westbrook off the bench, shooting 50% overall. And Kendrick Nunn at fucking 23. I don't know why we're not talking about that. Man, that's 5 good performances tonight. That's something you won't hardly ever see from the Lakers. Maybe not again. That's just not the type of team they are right now. And it's sad to say, it's a team with LeBron. LeBron's trying to build up his legacy. He's trying to, be a part of some winning basketball. And, he still has 2 rings to catch up with Jordan. He probably won't do that. Maybe I'm doubting him now. Maybe I am underlying the power of the GOAT, but I don't know, man. It's going to be difficult for him to get those 2 rings. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Jesus TV covering every single basketball game. We will be back tomorrow night. Don't you even doubt it. So.